Hey baddies, it's your girl Shaman. I'm back with another video. If you're new here to my channel, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you could be a baddie too. Let's get into the video. You got me twisted. You got me twisted. Alright you guys, I have good news. I will be moving to Miami at the end of this month. Ain't that exciting? So I was offered a job down in Miami. I accepted the job. They want me to start April 1st. So at this point in life, I've already put in my 2 weeks at the job that I have now. I put in my 2 weeks on Monday, and my last day will be next week, Thursday on the 14th. Today's the 9th. So my last day will be the 14th. I'm probably going to start driving on the 25th, planning to get there on the 26th. And then that'll give me a couple of days to kind of get settled, drive around downtown to figure out where the job is. And then I'll start on the 1st. So that's kind of like the overall gist of it, right? Obviously moving, it's good and bad stress, good and bad energy. Just, I'm the type of person that I like to think every single thing out before I make a big decision. I'm not one of those people that get so excited and so just like gung-ho about something that I just do it impulsively and I don't think it through. And I can sometimes be impulsive, but it's with smaller things. Like I bought a crumble cookie because I wanted one. Like that's an impulsive decision. But as far as me like moving to Miami from Chicago, that's not an impulsive decision that I'm going to make. I have to sit back and like make sure that I've thought everything through. So with that being said, like my brain, there's just a lot of stuff in my brain. Obviously I'm excited to go. Let me start with that. I love Miami. I've been there 4 times since December of 2019. Every time I go, I don't want to leave. I am jealous of the fact that people that live down there are in like a permanent sense of vacation. It's always nice. The beach is always open. People are always going on vacation in Miami. So there's always things to do. There's always a party. Even when you get off work, you go to the beach, you can find a party, find something to do. So like, to me, it's not fair. Like, I'm from Chicago. Chicago's a big city, but Chicago shuts down come like November, December. And I don't mean they shut down literally, but once it gets cold, people start staying inside. You know, there's not always something to do in Chicago because of the weather. We might be snowed in one weekend, you know. Summertime shy is lit all day, every day. But once it starts getting cold, you know, it's not fun anymore. It gets dark, it gets cold, and it's just not fun. So I've always been jealous of people who live in Miami. And I've always been telling my friend who I visit when I go to Miami, I'm like, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna put in some job applications. I don't understand why I'm not living here. This ain't fair. Everybody else down here gets to have fun, and I have to go back home to Chicago and it's cold and blah, blah, blah. Like, I've been just kind of like, you know, saying little slick stuff like, I'm gonna put in an application. I'm gonna move. And I finally have actually done it. So I am excited to go. I love it down there. I love the beach. I love the weather. I love the food. I love the good times. I think it'll be great for my mental health as well. Once it starts getting dark and cold, I'm like miserable. My joints hurt. I hate Chicago. You know, kind of self-isolating sometimes too. So I think it'll be good for my mental health. On the flip side of that, there's a nervousness and an anxiousness that comes with uprooting your entire life from Chicago and moving to Miami and essentially being by yourself. I have my friend that stays down there, but I'm not moving down there for my friend. I'm moving down there for me. So in my head, when I'm considering decisions that relate to me, I'm not counting my friend in any of that. So if something happens to my car, where am I gonna go? If X, Y, and Z happens, who am I gonna call? Yes, I probably can call on my friend for some things, but I'm not going down there with the expectation that I can call her for everything and fully rely on her because she has her own life. So that wouldn't be fair of me to go down there and expect her to like reroute what she's been doing because I need help. So I'm going down there with the expectation that I'm going to be by myself. Yes, my friend will be there. Yes, I'm sure we'll be hanging out all the time. But at the same time, I'm not going down there with the expectation of I'm going to be with my friend 24/7. I'm going down there on the other end of the spectrum, which is that I'm going to be by myself. But that's to just kind of cover my own mental basis, right? So that I don't disappoint myself when my friend is busy and I'm sitting in my room by myself or whatever. I'm saying all of this to say, like, there's just a lot of anxiousness, nervousness, and scaredness that comes with everybody that I know is in Chicago. Everything that I know is in Chicago. And I'm leaving what's safe and going to an area that is pretty much unfamiliar. Of course, I've been down there enough to, like, I know where my favorite restaurants is at, I know where my favorite beach is at, but I don't know anybody down there, and I really don't know the ins and out of Miami the way that somebody who lives down there does. The good thing is I'm from Chicago. I'm moving from a big city to a big city, so the, like, major rules and regulations still apply. Keep your head on a swivel. If you're walking downtown at night, don't be on your phone, don't have headphones in, don't stop to help nobody with directions, don't stop to help nobody with nothing, don't answer no questions. You keep walking and get where you gotta go just to maintain your own safety. So, like, those rules and regulations still apply. I'm not gonna go to Miami and start acting different, but, you know, scams might be different. They might be trying to run different little games or whatever, but I do appreciate having just, like, the knowledge of being from a big city. It would be different if I was from, like, a small town and moving to a big city and I have no clue that these things are even going on. I peep game, you know, so the game might be different, but I can still I can feel a scam when I feel a scam coming. But yeah, so there's a nervousness with it. I also, you know, I'm nervous of what if I fail, what if things don't work out. And I've kind of told my parents, like, I'm going down there just to see what God has to offer me, because I've applied for jobs in Chicago and none of them have offered me anything. A lot of them have ghosted me. This is the one position that I applied for and was like, they gave me the job. So I feel like part of the reason I wasn't getting any of the jobs in Chicago was maybe because God doesn't want me in Chicago. God wants me in Miami. And if God wants me in Miami, then I have to be obedient and see what's for me in Miami. And don't get me wrong, I do trust that if God wants me in Miami, God is going to make a way for me in Miami. I'm not going to get to Miami and not have a place to stay, or not have a place to park my car, or not have money to buy food. I do believe that if Miami is for me, God will continue to provide for me in Miami, and that I really won't have to worry about anything. But the human in me is still nervous about what if I fail? You know, what if my money isn't looking right? What if my rent goes up and then I can't, you know, make ends meet? And then I have to come back home. And I'm not afraid to come back home, but moving from Chicago to Miami it's a 19-hour drive. It's not that easy to just pick up and say, okay, I quit, I want to come home. When I went to school in undergrad, that was 2 hours. So if I needed a break, I could get in my car, be home in 2 hours, and take whatever break I need. Now it's a 19-hour drive and a 3-hour flight. But that 3-hour flight doesn't include the time it takes to pack, the time it takes to get to the airport, to get checked in, and all of the things that go along with flying, right? That's probably like a 6-hour process altogether, even though the flight's only 3 hours. So, you know, there's just a lot of things that I have to take into consideration, and I have taken them into consideration. But overall, I am very excited. Let me also update you guys as far as my housing situation. So, as of right now, there's a place that I can lease from March to the end of July. I have not signed the lease yet because I was waiting on the manager to come in on Monday to answer some questions about just a little situation that I was having. So once I get the answer on Monday, regardless of what the answer is, I'm going to sign the lease. That apartment is for a 4-bed, 4-bath. So I'm essentially renting a room, and then I'll have to share a living room, dining room, kitchen with 3 other people who I'm assuming have already been living there. I am a wee bit nervous about that too, because my undergrad experience with roommates was not fun. It was traumatizing, to say the least. I'm a germaphobe to this day because of my first roommate freshman year of college. Like, it's bad, and I'm not going to go into the whole situation with that roommate, but I am a legit germaphobe because of that roommate. So I'm nervous about living with 3 other people who I don't know, but even in the worst case scenario, it's only for 4 months. So I will just have to grit my teeth, put my head down, and figure it out for 4 months. After that, I have already signed a lease that goes from August of 24 to July of 25. That's a studio apartment. I'm not going to tell you guys how much I'm paying for it, but I will say that it's 330 square feet. Oh, and I am going to have to make it work. I am excited about the studio and having my own space, and I'll be able to bring my dog, and everything will just be great come August. But the amount of space or lack thereof is a little bit nerve-wracking because I have a lot of stuff. I'm used to just kind of taking up space and not having to like consolidate things and live within a certain amount of like, I can only bring this many shoes because the closet is only this big. Like, that is just never been the life that I've had to live. But it is only for 12 months. I can suck it up for 12 months. And hopefully I will be making more money in my position, or I'll get a promotion or something, and then I can afford like a 1-bedroom or something. Because I'm telling you right now, the only reason I'm in this 330 square foot studio is because it was the only thing that I could afford without having to get my parents to co-sign. Yeah. And I'm not going to tell you guys how much I'm paying for the studio, but I will say in Miami, rent is running like $2,500 a month. Yeah, a month. If you look further north, like I was looking at apartments in Hollywood, Florida, the cheapest thing I found, the cheapest, most reasonable area was Hollywood, $1,600 for a 500 square foot studio. None of the utilities were included. So with utilities on top of $1,600, $1,800 a month. So everything down there is sky high expensive. But I thank God I was able to find the 2 housing options that I did. I didn't need anybody to co-sign for anything. And things seem to be working out. So I'm super excited. Oh, and my channel, I'm going to bring you guys along with me. Duh. Everything is changing, so I feel like that's a great opportunity for me to get content. So you guys can come with me when I pack, on the drive, when I move into the first place, when I move into the second place, decorating the first and second place, trying new restaurants, meeting new friends. Like, all of these experiences in the next couple of weeks, because I'm leaving in 2 weeks, will be brand new. And I feel like that's a perfect time to get content. So I definitely am planning on doing like weekly vlogs, like week 1 in Miami, a month in Miami, 2 months in, like, you know, I'm going to do weekly vlogs. We're definitely going to have content. I'm going to bring you guys along with me. So even though I'm going by myself, I am going to bring you guys along with me for moral support. And then maybe, who knows, I'll meet some people in Miami, or some people in Miami will see my vlogs and reach out, and then I can start making friends and they can be in the vlogs, and the possibilities are endless. And I know I said that I'm kind of scared about some things, but I think that that's normal. I think that that's human. I think it's good that I'm nervous, that I'm scared, that I have these hesitations. Like, if I didn't have these hesitations, I would be looking sideways like, okay, you're getting ready to set yourself up for something, because why are you just like impulsively making this big decision and you're not thinking things through? So yes, I'm nervous, I'm scared, but I'm also excited and looking forward to whatever life has to bring in Miami, whatever new experiences, new friendships, the new job experience. Everything will be new. Living on my own for the first time, like, seriously, that'll be exciting. And I do trust that God is going to help me make it happen. If God wants me in Miami, God will make a way for me to not only get to Miami, but to stay in Miami and to be successful in Miami. So I'm going to leave you guys with that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.